Welcome to the first Dopey Derbyshire drivers video of 2020. I took a short break in January and February, primarily to collect enough footage to make this and future videos. But we're back! It's a new year, but the old problems continue to plague our roads. More poor or non-existent signalling, more lack of attention to what is happening around the driver, and more lousy road positioning. In this first video, we see a potential lorry sandwich that could have been quite awkward in its outcome. We are at junction 28 on the M1, and keep an eye on the TNT and the Chirac lorries. TNT is in the correct lane for going north on the M1, and Chirac is in the correct lane for heading off down the A38 towards Derby. As you can see, the lane between them is clear. And as I wanted to also go down the A38, I moved into that lane. Now you can see the Chirac lorry starting to stray over into my lane. Fortunately, the driver appears to have spotted me, then the signal comes to say he wants to pull into my lane. Now why would that be? He doesn't need to be in my lane to go down the A38, so I can only assume the dumbass wants to go onto the M1. Where the TNT lorry is. Well, tough. It was too late for me to change position to facilitate his desires, so with any luck he now had to go down the A38 as per his initial lane positioning. I've said it before and I will say it again, this junction is very well signposted, if only people actually looked at the things. This is an example of how not to exit a dual carriageway at speed. As you can see, a fairly unremarkable start to the clip with both myself and the truck in front in the left hand lane because we plan to exit the A38 at the next junction. Traffic overtaking on my right, driving normally until this car that passes me now. Now look. Talk about last minute lane cutting, and look how he has to brake in order to avoid ramming the truck. Simple question, if this driver knew that they were coming off at this junction, then why not pull in behind me and avoid a late overtake, a last second lane cut, and a near miss up the rear end of the truck? Any ideas that don't include the word moron in them? Car park shenanigans. Take note of the black vehicle at the junction ahead. This vehicle will be the source of much frustration. As the vehicle turns left, the first queue is into the health centre on the right. This vehicle signals that it wants to go right, pauses, then changes their mind. Braking for an empty crossing. Now we find ourselves in the leisure centre car park and this same vehicle decides to, well, I'll leave it to your imagination as I had to imagine it at the time. Braking again, even though there are no vehicles in front of them. Braking again, but for what? By this time I flipped my lid. Plenty of spaces, but no signal to indicate the driver's intentions. It was time for me to get the hell away from this driver and have to stop my mind-reading skills. Still seething, I turn to find a space along the wall and I'm greeted with this. Someone parked across empty spaces instead of being in one. And here it ends. Same route as in the last chapter, this time a short clip about corner cutting in the wrong place to do it. I'll let the pictures speak for themselves. Later that day, we have a doozy for you. Look at the grey silver car in front. We'll follow it for a short while, and when it comes to the mind reading spot, I'm sure you'll agree, it's a very interesting test. Now, we're coming into one of the main parts of the village. You can see there are some pretty clear exits both to the left and to the right. This car in front squeezes through past the bus, decides to go past the entrance to the co-op. So you're thinking, okay, he's going to carry on because he's gone past the entrance, when all of a sudden we get brakes and a turn onto an area that is not a car park. If we watch that one again, you will see how quickly and suddenly the guy brakes in an area where it was reasonable for me not to expect him to do it at the time. This final clip is a really good example of why first impressions are not always correct or indeed helpful. I'm going to let the clip run as observed at the time, and the main incident is when a blue car cuts across me at a busy traffic light controlled junction. You will see that the junction is busy in all four directions, and there is some staggering of the lights to permit traffic flow in multiple directions. This is when the blue car cuts across me from the right. My initial reaction was to criticise the driver, noting particularly that this is a driving school vehicle, and I questioned the quality of said school's instruction. However, on replay, a totally different picture emerges. You can see the car pulls forward when the lights go green for his lane, and the driver gets in position to turn right. However, because of traffic flow in front of him, the turn is not immediately available. Now, take note of this scene. The lights covering that lane turns to red, which is when the blue car needed to get out of its current position and into the road in front of me as quickly as he could. However, this white van on the left clearly runs the red light, preventing the blue car's manoeuvre. That blue car is now potentially obstructing the traffic coming towards me on the other side, and has to get out of the way as quickly as he can. I actually don't think he had any choice but to rush across and in front of me to clear out of the way. All because yet another white van driver decided to ignore a red light and rush the junction. So, in the end, it turned out to be white van at fault, not the blue car. First impressions were wrong in this case. And that's it for another video. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen in this compilation. If you haven't already subscribed to the page, then please do so. Click the like button, share the video, and comment if you would like to. All of that would help the YouTube algorithm pick up this video and recommend it to other viewers. Thank you again for watching. Bye! If you have enjoyed this video and would like to check out some more of my work, please look at my Captain Frandad gaming channel. In particular, the +1 series of videos in which a small one and I talk about how to get started with a wide range of games. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye!